I figure I want to do a little opinion piece on something other than video games, but however, I do want to go ahead and talk about the movie industry. Well, movies, they're not going so well. Actually, as a matter of fact, a lot of you had this one guy that pretty much came up to you and say, "Hey, what movie are you picking?" and how well did it score on Metacritic or Rotten Tomatoes? Because, let's be honest here, you never pick any good movies. And sadly, I have to play devil's advocate here. On one hand, the guy just wants to jab at someone, and here's the thing, the movies that score lower than like 75 on Metacritic, they can be like underrated titles. Back in the days, going to the movies is a lot more fun because you have like a higher chance of running into a good movie that will surprise you. I know that bad movies existed at that same time, but you barely even run into a bad film. You'll run into a film that is good, but then you'll run into a film that's having bad reviews, but then again, that movie was underrated. However, if you fast forward to now, the chances of you seeing a good film at the movie theater, which is could be either your local AMC theaters or your local Harkins theaters, are dangerously lower. As a matter of fact, it's kind of hard to find a good film, and it's so bad to the point where you have to rely on review sites like Metacritic or Rotten Tomatoes or IMDb. And even though you do end up running into a good film, it's now most of the time available in like select theaters. Hell, I could have seen Shin Godzilla when it was like in theaters in October, well, in select theaters. But however, I wasn't able to, so I had the opportunity, but I missed out on it. And basically, right now, I'm kind of convinced that an English release on DVD in North America is never going to happen at all. So the only thing I'm stuck doing is praying for the import version to have English subtitles. That's what happens when you're a fucking loser. But on the bright side, everybody becomes the fucking loser when it comes to going to the movies. You're best off going to Netflix or just looking for a classic film that's like pretty crazy and then just get a hold of the DVD and or Blu-ray. And also there's another elephant in the room that needs to be addressed. I mean, every time you go to the movies, the now showing list is now crowded with nothing but fucking kids-only films that are actually bad and cringy, like let's talk about the Emoji Movie that's coming out this summer. And don't get me wrong, I saw the trailer to Despicable Me 3. I mean, DreamWorks is implying that people are not fatigued with Despicable Me after the Minion stuff. The Minion Dragon Dildo shit ended up being the last fucking straw. That shit scarred the fuck out of me. Well, I'm seeing the decrease of those kids' films, while at the same time, it must be me going crazy. What happened to films like The Revenant? What happened to films like Interstellar? What happened to films like The Wolf of Wall Street and American Hustle? It's kind of sad that good movies are becoming very, very rare nowadays. And I hate to break it to you, that Emoji Movie is the last straw for kids' films. Somebody needs to come out with another Watership Down to pretty much raise the bar for kids' films, to make them pretty much better and not only appeal to only kids, make them appeal to grown-ups too. Either the kids like it or they're ending up crying inside because they saw their favorite character got killed off. Because here's the thing, when it comes to kids' films, it's rehashed positivity bullshit mixed with cheap and overused plot points. And it's being shoved out there like, oh, the kids are gonna be sold on this anyway. And to the people who have been doing this, fuck you. And even though when I was a kid, I'm not gonna fall for these fucking tactics, and I'm done. And from childhood to now, I say fuck you. You think you can rehash the positivity vibes, you can write in the cheap overused plot points and then shove it out there in the movie theater and give it the G or PG rating because, oh yeah, any kid will be sold on this. Yes, Watership Down was way too dark for a kid's film, but at least Watership Down fucking kicked things out of the fucking ballpark. Oh, and I got something for you, Disney, and all these other people who make kids' films who are guilty of this habit. Stop trying to cram in an antagonist in a story where antagonists don't fucking belong. Also, what makes matters worse is even though you pick a film that's like rated PG-13 or rated R, it's still kind of hard to find a good film. It's gotta be up to the studios, the filmmakers, the directors, the movie producers. They gotta come out with films that are good reasons for people to go to the movies. Because if things don't get under control, then there will be a fallout with the movie theater. And Harkins and AMC theaters are gonna have to come out with a streaming service familiar to Netflix. And I know for a fact that there's definitely a lot of people who do not want to see that happen. Anyway, that is all, and I'll be looking forward to you in the next video.